Alright, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I tried being quick. I tried being quick. I tried being quick from the word from our sponsors. So we still on that J. Cole. Yeah, a review on his Fall Off album post, right? Post the hype of the current drop. Post the hype of the initial drop of the thing. You know how it goes. How people just like flock to your album just to hear what is and then that whole excitement, and then now this was a week after the drop though. We are currently like what, almost 3 months post the drop, like what, like, you know what I'm saying? Talking about it, and I admitted the fact that, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I listened to it a max of 1.5 times. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to coin this one, what I would coin this one, man. I'll go ahead and say what. Would the fall off be different if it hits at a different time? Because like we literally come from an aspect where FD signifier right here, this guy below Sean C, FD signifier, he's like, yo, it would, like, the fall off would have hit different if he dropped maybe a part 1 to it, right? A part 1 to this fall off, maybe around the season of the off season, you know what I'm saying, and then this be the part 2 to it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So we about to get let's hear what Sean C's opinion on that
joints into 2 separate albums.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I wouldn't. I don't think. Can you imagine J. Cole drop first half of this album and it's like, okay, yeah, that's not bad. It's a regular J. Cole album still, which is hilarious when you think about it. If you cut this album in half, it still sounds like a regular J. Cole album. And then you waited 2 or 3 years to get the second half and it's just this?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I think this part has given me the idea of this segment, like titling this segment. Falling off now or falling off later? What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Still the falling off now or falling off later. What you prefer, right?
That's the thing I don't get about that song. Even though I really do like Poor Thing. Yo, that punk bitch scheme. Yo, that shit like a minute and a half, bro.
You drag it there?
It's like, dude, you don't know how much better this would have been had you just like. When have you ever called somebody a punk bitch?
Punk bitch?
I can see pussy maybe. Pussy might have been better. And the punk bitch thing, don't get me wrong, punk bitch not bad, but it's just like a minute and a half, bro. I feel like, damn, from this we could probably get a pussy ad. We could switch to pussy, and then maybe we can get a solo bitch from that point forward.
Oh yeah. Watch out spamming these kind of words, bro. I'm trying to get strict, and Sean C, man, behave, nigga.
Example of why I agree. It's like he didn't have any reason to beef with Kendrick. Cole let y'all gas him up to release a mediocre diss track with not so great attacks on Kendrick Lamar.
You know, a part of me agrees.
Wait, the punk bitch references were aimed at Kendrick? I didn't even know that part. See?
He's with this, and then a part of me also feels like that's letting Cole off the hook too easily.
What you mean?
Because while I do agree that might be the way things like transpire, I also don't like the idea that people had the bigger influence on J. Cole dropping that record. It's like, are we gonna blame the 40-year-old rapper who's been rapping for two decades? Are we gonna allow people to change the narrative into y'all made him drop the track against Kendrick Lamar, someone who he has always been trailing in every conversation? Or are we gonna look at it like, oh, okay, he looked at this as an opportunity to take a shot and see what people felt about it, and when they didn't react positively, he took it down?
Yeah.
I feel like there's room for both of those things to contribute without us blaming the people who are just listening and making them like the responsible party in his decision-making process for dropping a diss record against Kendrick. But I'm just noticing all of those things across the last decade, 2 decades. It's like, okay, you know, it would make sense for a rapper who has kind of always been Kendrick's second to an extent. I know that sound like Dick Ride.
Yep.
That's not also me saying that Kendrick Lamar is the greatest rapper of all time. It's just me saying that when it comes to this conversation over who's better between Drake or who's better between Kendrick and J. Cole, Kendrick seems to always be number one in most people's thoughts, or as the better lyricist, better song creator, better concept albums, like all of that. It just is what it is. It's just not lost on me that it's like, okay, in a moment where you think you're the best you've ever been, and people also, whether they're a fan of J. Cole or not, agree that he's the best he's ever been, why not use this as an opportunity to take my shot?
And shout out to all my trans fans. You know, well, no, Femboy isn't trans though. Is Femboy trans? Shout out to all.
What the fuck?
Oh shit, bro! Like niggas is hilarious. Nah, I really be wondering about femboys though. This is probably dangerous territory.
Don't wonder here in front of me, man. Wonder at your own time.
What's the difference between a femboy and an e-boy though?
Don't do it, man.
I'm really thinking about. I'm percent femboy.
Come on, man.
Get it? Unlivable.
Fart when you take the meat out.
Oh my god.
What? No.
What the fuck song he heard off the Fall Off that made him come up with that? In an age where like the others in the big three, quote unquote, have distinct personalities, or at least I hate to say it, but at least sides of society that they lean toward, J. Cole is just nothing. And again, here we go.
Nothing, bro. That's what it has come down to, Sean C, bro.
Intrusive Thoughts talking about
he's not a society consciousness rapper though. He's not like about the politics of whatever's going on, you know what I'm saying? So why would people expect him to like be in that kind of conversation in the first place? Actually, is that am I understanding Sean C right here, ladies and gentlemen?
Hate, like I get it. You think that's hate, but like I'd rather put J. Cole next to Eminem if that's the conversation we gonna have. Then he don't need to be in the big three, quote unquote.
2000.
Nigga said you just talking now. Listen to any J. Cole music ever. What the fuck did this nigga represent? What are you talking about? I hate when niggas say shit like this and their excuse is like, oh yeah, he raps well and I think he's a good person. That's not enough, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Don't tell me he representing 9-to-5 workers. Cause at that point, what you're telling me is the average nigga that's working at Amazon got a freestyle that's better than J. Cole's best. I know mad niggas that's working 9-to-5 that can freestyle their fucking ass off. Don't do this to me, bro. And 90% of the time they be rapping about nothing. Just like J. Cole. I didn't say that's what FD said. I said, yo, you niggas.
Nah, bro, but let's be honest about something, bro. Like, just be, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm also not saying he's representing the 9-to-5 workers or whatever. I feel like how he relates his pain, you know, and expresses it. It's like how the 9-to-5er can actually like also, you know, resonate with it. You know what I'm saying? Being super tired, working all day, and I feel like, you know, the entitlement factor with J. Cole is the fact that, dog, you rich, why you still complaining about working tired? You know what I'm saying? When you literally can extract millions off of you working tired. I still work my ass off to just peanuts, you know what I'm saying? Things like, but you know, he still expresses that, and I feel that when he says that, because guess what? I'm actually tired when I'm hearing like him saying that. Look, yeah, from my 12-hour shift or whatever. Anyway, never mind that. So, you know, it's like with J. Cole, it's like, okay, he represents that, and I feel like, yeah, people, the only hypocrisy that people are seeing is the fact that he's just making millions. But then at the same time, it's like, that's when maybe his the opportunity met his preparation, right? The day when he signed that record deal, and then everything snowballed to what everything has become today, right? When he got with Jay-Z and them, and then everything just like snowballed to what it is today. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, that next 9-to-5 worker that's working wherever, you know what I'm saying, has the coldest freestyle over J. Cole's kind of ability or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't get signed. He didn't like go ahead and stalk Jay-Z and go wherever, you know what I'm saying, wait behind the office that Jay-Z was at for like 2 hours in the rain or whatever. I think he was in the rain, you know, J. Cole's story. Do your homework. But you know what I'm saying, he didn't chase like shit down like that. Well, right now it's irrelevant to go and like, you know, chase behind and be desperate that, you know, be desperate to sign into a label right now. But like any action that resembles maybe that kind of desperation, that kind of hunger, maybe that 9-to-5 worker that's harder than J. Cole, maybe then his chances would be like better then, right? It's just like it was J. Cole's luck then, bro. He was that kind of 9 to 5er, that kind of struggling kind of person who's trying to make sense of his life at the same time trying to, you know what I'm saying? His mother's going through some things, alcoholism and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? He got to make something off for the fact that he just graduated. The job market is ass. You feel me? It's like, but then, you know, he at the same time he stayed up and, you know, wrestled with that drum machine until that drum machine made it on that cover art right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's not. It depends subjectively on how people pursue these energies that they got. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole got himself to this level. Now that he does got money, does he need to let go of his expression of, yo, I still resonate with when I'm super tired and like, I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to think of an example where a J. Cole type figure would like struggle and resonate with somebody who's still a 9 to 5er. It's kind of tough. You know, well, okay, cool. Let me get off that.
Don't listen, so I'm not gonna keep reiterating the shit that I was just saying. I was responding to another nigga in the chat. Holy fuck!
Why you crashing?
No wonder J. Cole your favorite. This nigga rap about nothing and you don't listen, so of course you think he the best.
This is why I say he's a better pure lyricist than Kendrick. I'm not saying his pen is better. I'm not saying it's a better writer. I'm saying
I'm struggling. My brain is like the, you know, the
Brady's get fried.
anime niggas.
Let him cook, man.
The smoke start coming out of
Let
their
FD
ears.
cook, bro.
My brain is being fried right now.
Let him
Mind
cook.
you, the reference track that he's using is "Who the Fuck Is You?" The most let's rap about nothing song for 5 minutes straight.
But it's
ever.
hard.
I think this is what I'm thinking. I'm so is the right word disillusioned? Maybe it's disillusioned. I've
Maybe.
never ever used that word before in my life, but I'm gonna try it today. I'm disillusioned with the idea of rappers, with this like concept of rappers providing me entertainment through rapping well. Not to say it would be necessary for them to represent.
And another thing, bro, in 2026, what is the standard of rapping well? Right? It's like what does it mean to rap well these days? People, you know, you might have that skill of like rapping rappity yappity, rapping fast as fuck, and then it's like there's a bunch of people that like don't mess with that, and you know that's not the defining factor anymore. Or maybe, you know, hard deep metaphors. People will call you like lyrical, spiritual, miracle type ass rapper, like conscious ass rapper, like, you know what I'm saying? And then there's like the mumble shit. There's people that like, man, miss us with the mumble stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what makes rapping well? I feel like that subjective is so. I mean, that subject is so subjective in itself right now. It's crazy, right? Like there cannot be any like, yo. I feel like it would be like so tough to get to a standard of this is a rapper that raps well, like as in that being a blanket statement, right? That kind of topic is subjective as fuck right now. I'm not gonna lie.
But it's no coincidence that I listen to people who typically tend to like, they tend to be on a particular side of something, and like hard stance, like hard on the side of this, hard on the side of that. And it don't have to be anything political either, by the way. It don't have to be anything humanitarian. It don't have to be anything human rights related. It can just be the representation of this thing is so strong that like they stand as almost the face of a thing that J. Cole represents. Others within that style of representation, you could find somebody for that's better.
Yeah.
That's rapping better, that has more interesting, more introspective concepts, that moves the needle better. And if they don't exist, they existed already to a point where I don't need J. Cole to be the new face for that thing. I could go back and fucking listen to whoever the fuck he's emulating. It's impossible.
Remember the whole narrative when people were into the whole Corday being a better representation or representation or replica of a J. Cole. They thought he was gonna do actually what J. Cole's mission is. You feel what I'm saying? How people feel about J. Cole? I mean about Corday. How y'all feel about Corday, man? Leave it in the comments, man.
For me to make a hubbub about him. So this is nostalgia for FD Signifier. I understand to an extent. That's all I'm getting from this. He likes it because of the things that it reminds him of. For somebody like me who's been listening to J. Cole for a very long time, though,
somewhat of a J. Cole fan, but maybe you're on the younger side and you don't have the same hip hop lineage that Cole is putting on display in this album.
What is that lineage, though?
But there's
that's bullshit. You do not get to hide behind not having any content for your album and then being like, oh, it's a homage to the artistry that I've been listening to my whole life. Get the fuck out of here. Please go home, bro. If you're not making your own shit, like you can't get by with this, oh yeah, I'ma just emulate and appreciate my predecessors and my forefathers. I respect it, I do. But for your own album, your final album, it gotta be you. You gotta put your foot down and step on niggas and be like, yeah, no, this is gonna be J. Cole's entry into that same hip hop history that I know and love. This is gonna be my step into that. I'm gonna be a reference piece for some other kid 20 years from now, and they're gonna sample me. That's how much of me is gonna be all over this.
Yeah.
But I don't hear that. I'm hearing nostalgia bait for niggas that's in their 40s. Damn. And I don't get me wrong, I can respect some of it, I can, but from the angle that this is being like defended from, I can't do it. I can't. Damn. Don't actually. To be fair, this whole like
be fair, please.
I'm rapping, but I'm really in a relationship with like an inanimate object or the spirit of hip hop or a part of me that allows me to get my artistry off.
Talk about
to me, one of the best versions of this was Master Ace song with his microphone. But like that was my first intro into niggas being able to like almost have a love story with something that helps them fully tap into their artistry. You know what I'm saying? Vince Staples did it as well with the My Love Is My Gun track, which I thought was really, really nice. I love
nice.
The background music to that song is fucking amazing. Like make me widen my eyes is all I'm saying. You know, here's the thing, if J. Cole would have referenced this and maybe even tried to predict where hip hop would end up, I probably would have looked at it as a bigger artistic leap. I don't feel it's bad, and not to put it out there like this is a bad song.
I love that verse so much.
Hey, I can respect why he.
Yo, Signifier, bro. You loved it so much, man. Why you just had orgasm right now, man? That was good. Oh man, you good, bud? Hey, mud, you good, bro? Man, this man said, man, damn, bro, I love this shit, boy.
Loves it then. I do. I respect what this does for some.
Nah, bro. It's no point in that album that makes me react that way. Wait, is he still listening to Fall Off, right?
Somebody who lived in that time period and felt similar to how J. Cole is talking about it on the song.
Yeah.
I could respect it.
Sean C hated this? Really? That's interesting.
Why am I in it?
So
no
as an Amazon
you have to be in it, bro.
We did not like this
Good job.
album.
Stop fucking lying.
I got What If mixed up with Quick Stop.
So, oh, thank God. I thought this nigga was about to go on a defense for What If. Holy shit, I was about to throw up everywhere. I will take any glaze of J. Cole or defense of J. Cole as long as it's not attached to What If. What If gotta be the corniest, bitchest nigga shit I've ever seen or heard from a rapper in a long time. If niggas are gonna try to sell me on J. Cole being like dope, being amazing, being hard, it will never be off the back of this track number 9 off this 2 of the Fall Off. Logic and Joyner would have done worse. I agree with you. I 100% I agree with you. But the fact that it was done is still almost worst case scenario.
Each one of the big three has now done an imitation of Tupac.
I did notice that. Do you think, what if Cole wanted to actually rap from Drake and Kendrick's perspective but realized it was too recent? Or was he just faded entirely? I really think I would have respected the track more if it was from Drake and Kendrick's perspective. It would have still been like, oh, this is kind of like pathetic, but it would have come off better than the whole Pac and Biggie shit. Because that's just like, not only is that completely different eras, you don't even know what it is that you're saying.
Hey, y'all still respect the Pac and Biggie references like that, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, some of this history gotta, I'm not gonna lie, some of this history gotta, get put to bed, bro. You know what I'm saying? RIP the legends, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, like, all I'm saying is, Don't we need new legends at this point? And look, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. Even just this beef, bro. Bro, even just pre this beef, when the whole Big Three narrative was still a thing, you know what I mean? These were new legends being born, you feel me? So I'm not gonna dispute that, but it's like still referencing legends from like the 90s, dog. You know what I'm saying? We need more of these newer legends, dog. I'm talking about like people who've had like the kind of impact that, you know, the Big Three has had, you feel me? Like Big and Pac has had, you feel me? There's a lot of people who have respectable reputations musically and all of that, but yeah, I'm talking about this kind of splash, this kind of impact, you know what I'm saying?
Also, if this were what occurred, why the fuck would a nigga who's been shot reply to a letter from another nigga or any type of messaging? Oh yeah, bro, let's like really lock back in. Like, nigga, if J. Cole was shot,
yeah, like
that's not how you're responding to that. And it makes me question all these bars about like Vietnam. Like, what the fuck are you saying, bro? Where does that ever occur to your mind where you're from? And it makes me believe to an extent. It's like, I get it when he said he was a sidewalk nigga, but it's just like, god damn, my nigga, you didn't ever like you didn't, like, it wasn't nothing. You didn't feel passionate about nothing enough to be like, maybe I'm about to make the wrong decision. It's like, god damn, I didn't say he had to be a thug. You ain't never had a brother that was shot before? And you looked at the nigga that did it with disdain and been like, yo, if I get an opportunity, I'm gonna kill this nigga?
Whoa.
I know mad niggas that had that story.
Yeah, facts.
I'm not saying you got to, and if you don't do it, you a bitch. I'm just saying at the end of the day, it's like it will prevent you from making records like this where a nigga gets shot in an elevator 6 times while in a place that he's not from, and then a nigga who he thinks might have some type of involvement saying, hey, I told you about them niggas, and then replying saying tearfully, hey, I love you, bro. We need to get back right.
I feel you.
Like, what are you saying? Because I can't deal with niggas that haven't been through anything, giving commentary or subject matter on niggas that know how that shit would go. You know, I'm hearing fan fiction from niggas that admit to being sidewalk niggas talk about what happened about street shit in the song from a fictional POV, and then releasing it to other niggas that also have that same sidewalk story. Be like, oh my god, hoorah. Shut your bitch ass up, bro.
Damn.
Like Kendrick is
reincarnated concept to that is like okay though. But I do like it's not even to that concept. Kendrick's idea to what that ends up being is just like, whoa, like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying it's my favorite Kendrick song of all time.
Wait, hold on. You know, with the reincarnated thing, man, I've always wondered who Kendrick was talking about though. Because I get the projection of, you know, the performance, you know what I'm saying? Like the expression of the performance, it is Pac, facts. Like it's straight up Pac. Like the flow, the pocket, the cadence, it's straight up Pac. But like, you know, the on first verse, second verse, like who is he talking about? Because the third verse is it's himself, right? But he has this thing where he gets into the shoes of the artist that he's talking about and just like speaks from a perspective of being that artist. You know what I mean? Like the date that artist was born, you know, experiences that they went through, glory, you know, from being nothing to being a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's clear he's talking about like some important people. It's just, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I never like I've never put much of an effort in doing homework into being like, yo, who is he actually talking about? I should actually do that, right?
Tom, or even something that I will go back to often. I'm not even saying that, but it is to say that, okay, if you're gonna reference the old, reference the dead, and you're trying to give some level of respect, understanding, or like tell their story in a way, it's like, damn, that's a respectful way to do it that doesn't dive into like fan fiction, but also kind of like adds to their story in a way that like adds to your narrative too, like adds to your concept too. It's like, okay, that's creative. I get where you were going with that. You know what I'm saying?
Is
J.
What If as bad as The Heart Part 5?
Is except what? Huh? Oh, No,
What
but I
happened?
do have similar criticism. I had the same complaint about Kendrick as it pertained to him rapping from Nipsey's perspective about how he would have felt, you know, posthumously and everything like that. I did have a similar core criticism. I did. While I do think one song has so much more going on for it that I can overlook that one aspect of it, it's not lost on me that that still happened. The concept of What If is corny to its core. Like, no matter what, through and
What
through.
if-
But like I was saying, I can respect the place that the positivity when looking at this album comes from.
Yeah.
If this is what it did for you, 100%. I'm just emphasizing what it was about the record that I can't take seriously, what I don't like, and at the end of the day, why I struggle going to Cole's music in the first place. Why I struggle for it to be like a refuge for any type of like great listening experience, or for me to have fun, or for me to feel like I'm listening to like a top tier MC. Like, I don't get that from Cole. These are like my reasons why. But I completely respect what it does for somebody who explains it in this way, even if like I said, I strongly, very, very strongly disagree with it.
Gun to your head, you gotta listen to Drake or Cole for the rest of your life. Who are you choosing?
Drake, without a doubt. It's not even close. It's not even a question.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, y'all, there you go. It's a Sean C video, man. In case anybody was wondering, I hate J. Cole. If y'all want to go see the reaction itself, you know what I'm saying?
Why niggas calling Kai Cenat performative and not J. Cole?